Name the following ionic compounds. So for ionic compounds, the first step is always to identify and name the metal. The metal always will come first. So for this first one, KCl, metal is potassium. Next step is to determine if that metal is a representative group or transition. So for that we need our periodic table. So we find potassium here in group 1, which means that it is a representative metal. Remember, anything in groups 1 and 2 and groups 13 through 18 are representative elements, and anything groups 3 through 12 and these guys down here are transition elements. If the metal is a representative metal, like potassium is here, then we don't need to add anything else. We just write the name of the metal and then the name of the nonmetal with the suffix I. So instead of chlorine, we'll write chloride. So KCl is called potassium chloride. Let's try the next one. So the middle here is manganese. We need to see if manganese is a transition or a main group metal. We find it right here, number 25, right in the middle of the transition metal block. If it's a transition metal, that means that we will need to indicate what charge manganese has. But let's do that last. So we have manganese something, and then the name of the nonmetal is chloride again. We put the "ide" ending anytime it's part of the nonmetal is part of a compound. Okay, so now we need to determine the charge on manganese. Remember that chlorine has a -1 charge. -1, and there's 4 of them, which gives this a total of 4 minus charge. Since it's a compound, it's electrically neutral, so that means that the positive side has to be 4 plus. There's only one manganese, which means that this manganese has to have a 4 plus charge. So we write manganese 4 chloride. Okay, let's look at the next one. This is magnesium. And let's determine whether it's main group or transition. We find magnesium here, number 12, in group 2, which makes it a representative element, which means we don't have to indicate its charge. So what we need to do now, all we have to do is determine what the name of this is. This is one of your polyatomic ions, so it will either be on the chart that I give you, or you will have to be able to extrapolate from that chart to determine that this is chloride. So this is just called magnesium chloride. Now remember, with ionic compounds, we don't name these subscripts. That's only with the molecular compounds that we do that. Our last one starts with the metal Ni, which is nickel. And we need to determine if nickel is main group or transition. We find nickel here in group 10, which makes it a transition metal, which means we'll have to indicate its charge. But first, let's look at this, determine which polyatomic ion that is. It's phosphate. Again, these you will have to memorize or extrapolate or be able to look up on your chart. Okay, so this is nickel something phosphate. Remember that nickel or phosphate has a 3 minus charge. There's 2 of them, so that means the total charge on this, negative charge on this compound is 3 times 2, so 6 minus. Since it's a compound, it's electrically neutral, so that means the nickel must make up for that by being 6 plus. Now there's 3 nickels, which means that between the 3 of them, there needs to be a 6 plus charge. So 6 divided by 3 means that each nickel is 2 plus, making this compound nickel 2.